Hi, I'm Andi. Welcome back. I'm really happy that you're here. Today I'm bringing you 2 updates for the month of June. I do my Fun Size Pan That palette update along with my Love Your Eyeshadows project. The Fun Size Pan That palette was created by Jackie Lootens over on the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group. It is a Fantastic Ladies collab. I will have them linked in the description box below. And this is what the quad looks like. It's just a little guy. It's just a little guy. And this has been very easy to use. Extremely easy to use. I'm going to put a photo up on the screen of what it looked like last month. And then what it looks like now. And we're going to go over our usage for the month. On shade 1, I used that 5 times. Shade 2 has been used 9 times. Shade 3 has been used 5 times. And shade 4 has also been used 9 times. Now I'm going to put up a picture of what it looked like when I first brought it in and tell you the total usage that I have had on each shade. Shade number 1 has a total of 35 uses. Shade number 2 has a usage of 41 uses. Shade number 3 has a total usage of 34 uses. And shade number 4 also has a total of 41 uses. So this is what we're looking like. I do have it turned upside down. Of course, we have our pan in this shade. I was really hoping to hit pan on this shade and this shade this past month, but to no avail. I will put some video in. I think it's easier to see the dips happening when it's video as opposed to a photo, but I was really hoping to hit some pans. We're halfway through the year and I only have that one little pan. So that's telling me that this is not going to be done by the end of the year, which is fine. I mean, it's fine. I'm not severely disappointed over it, but I was really hoping to be further along than what I am. Because I have used these more often than the shimmers, I use these as a transition and a crease shade. I don't think these shades look that great with the cooler neutral looks, but for the warmer neutral looks, easy transition and crease shade. I've said before, these shimmers are not very impactful at all. And so they're just kind of like, I'm not loving them. I'm not loving the shimmers. That is what they look like. See, they're just not, compared to other shimmers that I have, they're just not very impactful. So I feel like I'm digging in there in order to get any payoff at all. I know I said that last month, but I mean, it's the truth. I'm not a huge fan of this. And I know I've also mentioned that this is very similar to the Natasha Denona Mini Starlet palette. And the formula on the Mini Starlet is so much nicer. So for $27, I would go for the Mini Starlet. I don't even know how much this is, but I'll put it down. I'll put it like here somewhere, how much this retails for. But I can tell you whatever it is, it's not worth it. Unless you can get it for super cheap on like Mercari or Poshmark. That's one thing. But honestly, I have drugstore palettes that I love so much more than this. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. For a luxury makeup brand, I know she has beautiful skin products, beautiful base products. The eyeshadows just aren't, they're just not doing it for me. So, yeah, I will continue to use it the rest of the year and see how far we get. At the end of the year, if I'm not done with it, I will probably declutter it. But I will give it the old college try and see what next month holds. All right, let's go to my Love Your Eyeshadows update. Formerly Pan Those Eyeshadows. I zhuzhed the name a little bit just because I'm not trying to pan anything. I just want to use my eyeshadow collection, my singles, my palettes. I just want to use them. So that's why it is Love Your Eyeshadows, because I'm just showing them some love. Showing them some love. Making some dents. I just want some good dips in them. I do. I will have all my rules for this project in the description box below, just so that I don't have to go over them every time. They're just, you know, they're kind of a guideline. I have the right to change the rules at any time because it's my project. Okay, so let's start off with the shadow that I've had in here the longest. This is from March. It is part of the Nomad Fire and Ice palette. And it is the shade called Valkyrie, this shade right here. You can see what it looked like last month after only one use. And this is what it looks like this month. I have a total of 10 uses on this shade, finally. Finally, I have used this 10 times. You can see nice little dent in there, nice little dip going on. And you guys, I am decluttering this palette. I never thought I would say that about a Nomad palette. I don't like it. This color story is just not me. If I want oranges, I have other oranges. You guys know how I feel about blue. We're not friends. So why am I keeping this palette? It's pretty. It really is. But to me, it is not quite a cohesive color story. That always bugs me a little bit. So I am decluttering that palette. I actually decluttered 2 Nomad palettes this month. Yeah, I was on a Nomad kick when I bought some of them. And I'm like, why did I buy that? You know, hindsight is 2020. I have decluttered about 20 eyeshadow palettes within the last few months. And I've realized that I was in the gimme phase, and I'm not there anymore. And so I look at them and I'm like, I'm not going to use something that I don't like. I'm just not. Life is too short to use makeup that you don't like. All right. In April, we brought in the BH Cosmetics Passion in Paris. I don't know what I was getting ready to say. The BH Passion in Paris palette. And the shade City of Light was brought in, this shade right here. And this is what it looked like last month. I think I only had 2 uses on it last month. I don't know why I didn't differentiate between the months. I was just doing hash marks all willy-nilly and didn't differentiate. But this is what it looked like last month. And this is what it's looking like today. I have used it 10 times. I used it, I know, 4 or 5 times since the last update. Again, I didn't differentiate which months I used which. But can I tell you something about this palette? This shade, unlike my Charlotte Tilbury, this shade is so like bam in your face. I use this is dirty, but for instance, I use this type of a brush. It is a flat brush from AOA Studios, and I just barely touch it. And that is plenty to do, you know, the outside of my lid. I am wearing it today on the outside here. I got my actually 11th use today, and I just needed a nice gray silver shimmer to go with this look. So yeah, this is rolling out as well. This I'm keeping. I love this palette. It's very pretty. Okay, now in May, last month, we rolled in 2 singles and a super shock. So the first single that we rolled in is the Give Me Glow Pink Champagne. This is what it looked like when I brought it in. I think it might have been used once or twice, but I'm not sure. This is what it's looking like now. I have used this 10 times. Again, it doesn't even look like I have. I mean, there's a dip in there. There's definitely a dip going on. Let me tell you what. Give Me Glow. Give Me Glow shimmers are some of my favorite shimmers. I absolutely love them. This one I did not love. It is not as impactful as some of their other shimmers. Like, look at that. It's very pretty. When I used my Charlotte Tilbury quad, I used this shadow, and then I used it by itself with like brown looks or whatever. But, yeah, I was really, really shocked because, let me show you another one I have. This is Xenon from Give Me Glow. That's crazy. This is a duochrome. This is just a shimmer, but I have other shimmers from Give Me Glow that are way more beautiful. And can I tell you that this got hard panned a couple times? I had to scrape off the top a little bit. I use a spoolie, a clean spoolie, and kind of, you know, it was just like right there in that area right there, I got hard pan. So this was not as enjoyable to use as I thought it was going to be. I figured neutral color went very well with my Pan That palette. I'm going to love using this. I didn't love it. It's okay. I'm going to keep it. I mean, you know, I'm going to keep it. But I didn't love it. I didn't love it. So if I ever do a singles declutter, which I don't have a plan to do that as of right now, we'll see. We'll see if that stays around. I'm just not a huge fan. The next single that we have is a Colourpop single. We always have the one Colourpop single in here at a time because I want to make sure that I'm getting use on my Colourpop singles that I depotted from my palettes. And it is the shade Currents, and this is from the High Tide palette. This is what it looked like last month. I think it had been used 1 or 2 times, maybe when I used that palette. This is what it's looking like today. You're not going to see very much disturbance at all because I've only used it twice. I only used this twice. You know, these colors and we're not besties. And while I think it's beautiful, I do think it's a beautiful shade, I just don't wear them. I just don't wear them very often. I especially don't wear bright, colorful eyeshadow to work because it's kind of wasted at work. But, I mean, if you watched my Beauty and the Soul video, which I will have linked up in the cards, I don't have to worry about that after Tuesday of this week. So, yeah, I'm not going to be working anymore. I'm not going to be working anymore. So, it's a happy thing. It is a good thing. So I can do as many colorful looks as I want and, you know, whatever. Plan my makeup. I can plan my makeup a little bit more. The last shadow that we're going to talk about is always going to be a Colourpop Supershock. I always bring in a Supershock. This one has been in since last month. I brought it in May. I was not super excited about this shade coming in. It is the shade Obvi. And I got this in a vault. This is not a shade that I purposefully picked out and bought. It's very pretty, but it's green, you guys. I'm not a green fan. I'm not going to show you what it looked like last month versus this month because I didn't use it. I didn't use it one time. Not one time. So this is the color story that we were working with throughout the last month. And, yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. I'm just trying to get some use on my shadows, guys. Good or bad. The reason I'm doing this, one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I do reach for the same shadows all the time. And some of these I would never reach for, therefore they would never get used. So if you're keeping score, we have 3 things rolling out. We have both palettes rolling out. The Fire and Ice, the Passion in Paris, and the Give Me Glow single are all rolling out. So I'm going to get my wheel out and we're going to choose some new shadows. Everybody think good thoughts. Think good thoughts. Because if I get a blue, I'm going to redraw. I'm just saying. If I get a blue, I'm going to redraw. We're going to pick 2 palettes, and then after I bring them back, then we're going to do a random number generator to see which shade I'm working on. So let's go. I did update this last night, so hopefully it's all updated. Laura Geller, Nothing But Neutrals. That is a beautiful palette. That is a very beautiful palette. I'm a fan. Okay. Let's pick the next one. Melt, She's in Parties. You know what? Did I have one from She's in Parties? Stand by. I don't think I did. I had a different melt palette. That is one of my favorite palettes. So yes, I am very, very excited about that. All right, now we're going to bring up our singles, and these are all of my singles, excluding the Colourpop singles that I depotted. So, single pans. All right, let's choose one. If it's blue, redrawing, I'm just saying. Sydney Grace, You Have Me. I don't know what that looks like. You guys, I'm going to go grab these things. We'll come back. We'll choose our shades from the palettes. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we are back. The first palette that was chosen was the Laura Geller Nothing But Neutrals. You guys, this is a beautiful, cool neutral palette. Also, this baked formula. I have another Laura Geller palette, eyeshadow palette, that's not the baked formula. It's okay. It's nice. It's actually been in this project, one of the shades, and I did enjoy using it. But these baked shadows are amazing. I hate this packaging with all of my being. It's just so big and bulky and clunky. It's unnecessary. But these shadows are beautiful. And then the Melt She's in Parties is right here. This is one of my favorite palettes. This color story is me in a palette. I freaking love it. So we're going to go to the Pretty Random app. And we're going to do 1 through 31. And let's choose shade number 9. Shade 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is called, I don't know. I can't read that. Oh, wait a minute. I had it upside down. You guys, I had it upside down. It goes like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that is a shimmer shade called Clay. So let me swatch that for you. Oh, it's so pretty. That is what it looks like. Those shadows are just, I got this in a Laura Geller mystery box. And it is gorge. It's gorge. And then the She's in Parties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades here. Let's put in 1 through 8. Okay, that 9 was left over from last time. Let's see. You can't see that. It says 7. There it is. It says 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's easy. That is a dark outer corner shade that I use quite a bit anyway. So that's actually going to be great. It's called Mean Streak. Mean Streak. And then our single shadow that was chosen is the Sydney Grace called You Have Me. This is what it looks like. You guys, I don't like red shadows either. Give me some neutrals. I'm just happy. Purples, pinks, and not bright pinks. Purples, peaches, neutrals. That's where I'm happy. That's where I'm the happiest. But this might be okay with this shadow. That is what it looks like. It is it's like a burnt orange shade, which I mean for summer might be cool, right? And then we have our 2 stragglers from last month. I'll swatch them for you. And look at our new color story. Okay, this is our new color story. I actually like this color story better than I like this color story. Now, I would not use these two with these. I just wouldn't for myself. But I don't mind that color story. It's okay. We'll see what happens this coming month. I would love to get those greens rolled out and, you know, move on to something else, because I'm just saying, they're not my faves. They're not my fave. Let me know what eyeshadows you're working on down in the comments below. Let me know if you got one that's tripping you up, or if there's something that you've really been loving this past month. Let me know. Before you go, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button for me. That really helps out my channel, and I do really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I do panning, conscious consumerism, and some over 50 makeup looks. If you're here for it, I'm here for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. And until next time, everyone, have a great day, and we'll see you later.